Welcome back to Can-Am Outlander ATV. If you're like me and this is your first ATV, first off, I want to say welcome and I hope you've been enjoying your Can-Am Outlander. Now with that enjoyment comes maintenance, which is exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. So let's get started. I ordered this specific factory oil kit online for about $60. However, your local dealer should carry the same kit as well. The kit includes 3 quarts of 5W40 oil, and this is a synthetic oil blend. It also includes the replacement oil filter, an O-ring, a copper crush washer, and a thick paper funnel if needed. On this table, you'll see I also ordered an air filter maintenance kit. I'll be having a separate video on how I perform my first maintenance check according to the Can-Am Outlander manual. Things you're going to need apart from the kit is an oil drain pan. I picked up this assembled kit at my local auto parts store. It includes a funnel, blue shop towels, and hand cleaner. Here are the tools you're going to need to perform this service. You're going to want to remove the dipstick so the oil can empty faster. Grab your ratchet, extension, and 17mm socket. You want to peek your head just under the right side of the ATV. You should spot an opening in the factory plastic skid plate, and if you look up in there, you'll see the drain plug. The drain plug should only be hand tight, so it should be fairly easy to remove. You might want to have some shop towels nearby. Here's a closer look at the drain plug we just removed. As the last of the oil drains out, let's remove some of the paneling to access the filter location. I'm going to start by removing my passenger and driver's seat. Continue by removing the plastic dash by pulling up on it. Remove the cluster gauge by also pulling up on it carefully. You want to grab your push pin pliers tool to remove the pins that hold the plastic panel in place. If you have a non-max model, you'll also need to remove the push pin on the rear wheel well. You'll also need a Phillips head screwdriver to remove a screw near the shifter. This is the last piece holding the side plastic panel in place. To make accessing the filter easier, you'll also want to loosen if not completely remove the inner front wheel liner. Grab your T30 screwdriver and remove the 3 screws on the filter cover. You could also use your ratchet and extension with a T30 bit to remove the screws. With the screws removed, the filter cap should come right off. You might want to have some shop towels on hand as leftover oil will spill out. You can see the difference between the new and old filter after only about 50 hours of riding in moderate conditions. You want to remove and replace the new O-ring on the filter cover. You'll also want to replace the drain plug copper crush washer. You can now continue to insert the oil filter with the rubber end going in first. Place the cover over it and secure it with your previously removed T30 torque screws. Keep in mind that you do not want to over tighten these. You can now also put the drain plug back in place. Make sure to not over tighten this as well. I'm going to be using this disposable oil funnel the kit came with. The kit comes with 3 quarts of oil, but it will be closer to 2.5 of what we actually use. At 2.5, I gave it a check with the dipstick, and sure enough, the oil level was right where it needed to be. If all you're going to be doing is a standard oil and filter change, you can now continue to piece your ATV back together. However, if this is your first service like myself, I'd suggest you continue to grease the areas needed clean your air filter, and inspect some areas of the Outlander that need to be checked on. I'll have a link to that video here in the upper right hand corner. Let's continue to piece the ATV back together. Let's start by securing the inner wheel liner with the push pins. Next, carefully slide the plastic side panel back in place. It may take some patience and wiggling around to get it to slide in. Secure it with the push pins as well, and don't forget the one Phillips head screw. Continue to snap the gauge cluster back in place. Follow that up with the plastic dash. Proceed with the driver's seat, and in my case passenger seat, since this is a max model. Now I want to turn on the Outlander to make sure all is well and get that engine oil warmed up and running through the system. And there you have it. You have now completed your standard oil and filter change. Again, I'll be having a separate video on how I perform my first maintenance check according to the Can-Am Outlander manual. If you found this video informative and helpful, please give it a like and subscribe as it helps my channel tremendously. Also leave a comment down below as I'm always eager to engage with viewers or read their feedback and opinions. As always, have fun out there, ride safe, and I'll catch you here on the next one at SoCal Outlander ATV.